She let out a blood-curdling scream and then immediately threw up, to which he said, "What's wrong? You don't like it?" How creepy.
Ew. What are you doing?
None of your fucking business. Okay.
Before we started recording, she literally just said, "I can't say what I'm calling this, so don't ask what I'm doing." I said, "Oh, okay."
I knew you
Obviously.
I knew you were going to do that. So I was quick to respond.
I keep singing a jingle in my head. I need to sing it out loud because I can't stop.
Okay.
While I was heating up my coffee. I don't want to work. I just want to play on this pod all day.
Oh, on the pod all day. Yeah. I thought
Yeah.
you were going to do the
Michael
actual
Scott.
words. Yeah. I just want to bang on this mug all day. He's a drummer.
Per Michael Scott. No, I changed the words to play on the pod. Play on the pod.
Me too. And this one, the story I'm telling y'all today, I was shocked what little podcasts have done stories about this one. I mean, there are some, but not as much as you would think because it is batshit. Until I saw that every source was an archive newspaper. I'm just like rereading newspapers like a cave person.
Oh, I don't even care who's. Well, sometimes I like to look at what other pods have covered a case I want to do in case someone's done it like very recently.
Me too.
I don't like when I see someone posted one yesterday or something because then it looks like I don't know.
Yeah. Same. That's what I always do. But yeah, so this take took so much time. I can't believe no one has exported the articles and just done a chronological story about it. Medium writers.
Maybe you do that.
This is an untapped case over here.
Oh, okay.
The opportunity is wild. But it got to the point, when you research a story so much, I like start resenting it. Like I was like, listen, I'm
dreading it.
I'm annoyed of this story.
I don't want to finish it.
Yeah. I woke up at 4 this morning to read through it and like kind of tweak it as needed or whatever. And I'm like, now I'm sick of it. I got like 3/4 done. I'm like, okay.
Oh
so I haven't
God.
really read through it.
You're really selling it. Everyone's turning the podcast off right now.
No, that's a batshit story. Those archive newspapers, there's 1,400 results, but
Uh-huh.
a lot of them are duplicates. So you just get to click and then go back. Oh, I've already read this. Go back.
Most of them are.
Because I'm just exhausted with it.
Agency will send out like a media release update and they all just publish it.
Yeah. But there are, my sources, okay, so New York Times and LA Times are them, but if I were to copy and paste the entire article, it'd be like one sheet of paper. It's a complete brief overview. So you had to really dig into the newspapers. Anyway, all right, first I am going to tell you about a guy named Matt Heikkila.
Oh.
Do you know him?
No.
Oh, okay.
You just really struggled over the last name and it caught me off guard.
Heikkila. Yeah. He was born August 7th, 1970, and grew up in Bernards Township, New Jersey, along with his little brother Josh and their parents, Richard and Dawn. Dawn was one of the town's most well-known real estate agents and in her company's, quote, $1 million sales club. So successful.
Oh, in 1970 too.
Yeah.
She was big time.
Big time. Richard Heikkila.
Oh, a dud.
A real dud. He's a medical research scientist laying the foundation in curing Parkinson's.
Oh, wait, cool.
And internationally renowned for his research for it, like very well known. And there's so many, obviously there's so many articles about him. He specialized in neurotoxins and their role in the disease of the nervous system. I think he obviously a neurologist, but he was studying like the effects of drugs on the brain and how it relates to Parkinson's, if it did. Like this again, back in the 70s. It's cool. And was working on a way to diagnose the disease before any symptoms started.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's good.
Uh-huh. So obviously people speak very highly of them, Dawn and Richard.
But it's not cured.
No, it's not. Even though Dawn and Richard both worked, they were still very active in the community and in their sons' lives. Dawn in particular was very actively involved in their Cub Scouts, and she was superintendent of their Sunday school.
Cute.
But as Matt and Josh got older, the more different they became. Like Josh is the younger one. He was taking after his dad in like the brains department. He worked really hard at school. He was the yearbook editor and would eventually become the valedictorian of his high school and ended up going to Dartmouth after graduating in 1989.
Damn.
Whereas Matt seemed to take life a little less seriously, almost like a bad boy type. But his friend said he was very personable and funny. Flirty was thrown out a couple of times. Flirtatious. A real ladies' man, apparently, but that all changed in October of 1990 when he met 19-year-old Marta Morales. And actually, he had a girlfriend at this time, and he was so smitten with Marta that he broke up with her. They worked at a hotel near St. Elizabeth University, which is a private Catholic school in Morris Township, New Jersey. She was a student there on scholarship and fell for Matt almost immediately. Marta's mother was very strict, though. She's an immigrant from Mexico and very hardworking and apparently a feisty little thing. She's only 4'11" and a pistol.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can picture it perfectly.
Scrappy.
She really liked Matt, but this was her daughter's first real boyfriend, and she didn't want Marta to get distracted from schoolwork. So being a little intimidated of her, Matt went the extra mile to win her over, like made sure Marta was back curfew every time, always very respectful of her rules, because frankly, he didn't want to piss her off.
Sure.
So Matt's love language is gifts. He's a schmoozer. He reportedly always bought his girlfriend gifts or like took them on trips, whatever. So for Marta's 20th birthday, they had only been dating a few months, and he bought her a computer, which,
wow,
it's 1991 at this point. That is thousands of dollars.
Yeah. And weighs 3 tons.
Oh, yes. It takes a crane to get into your office.
Yeah.
And that wasn't it. He also picked her up for a surprise birthday dinner. It was January 19th, 1991. And he surprised her with a trip into Manhattan, which is about 45 minutes away from Bernards Township.
Mm-hmm.
And they went to the very famous and iconic restaurant, Windows of the World, which was located on the 106th and 107th floor of the North Tower of World Trade Center. This sent me in a rabbit hole, of course.
What pictures of it?
Just re-looking it up. Like, I wanted to see what the menu was back then,
Yeah.
And obviously I would be remiss not to mention 9/11. But before its tragic end on that day, this was a staple restaurant. Obviously, the views of the skyline were incredible.
Insane.
The dress code required jackets for men and was strictly enforced. According to their Wikipedia, a man who arrived with a reservation but without a jacket was seated at the bar.
Uh-oh. Oh, you were shunned.
Yeah.
Yikes. I'm shocked they didn't bring out a lady's jacket from the back and say, put this on.
Put this on. Bright pink.
Idiot.
Commoner.
Prove that you have a wallet with you. And we want to see the wallet right now.
It was expensive.
Mm-hmm.
The dinnerware, rugs, lighting fixtures, menus, and the communication equipment was all designed by Milton Glaser, who actually came up with the I Love New York logo or design.
Great.
He designed it in the back of a cab on the way to the meeting to present the logo to the state of New York. I know, isn't that weird? It was done with a crayon.
No.
Yeah, it was. He did it after he was inspired by Robert Indiana's love design, with the 4 letters stacked on top of each other, LO on top of VE, and the O's a little crooked. Yeah. So that was the inspo. In 2000, its final full year of operation, Windows of the World reported revenues was $37 million.
Holy shit.
Making it the highest grossing restaurant in the United States.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? So yeah, I got in a rabbit hole on it. Executive chef was Michael LaMonaco. He went on to open Porterhouse in 2006. You did a frowny face because he did not die.
He's not the jumping man.
No, he's not the falling. I knew you were the one who told me that.
I mean, the falling man. A waiter was. Yes, he was.
I know.
Do not at me.
I'm not going to at you. No, I thought you told me that the executive chef was. It was not. He was actually at Lens Crafters getting his eyeglasses fixed that day. He had just walked into the lobby when the first sound, so he was evacuated. But no one. The falling man has actually never been confirmed, but it's very, very widely speculated and almost confirmed, I would say, as Jonathan Briley. He was the audio technician at the restaurant, and he was the younger brother of Alex Briley, a member of the band The Village People.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's news.
Yeah.
Sad. Don't Google that if you've never seen it. Just don't.
Yeah, unless you want a good cry. But his family is confident that it's him based on the shirt that he always wore.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a very iconic, it's awful, terrible, terrible photo from that awful day. So, needless to say, a very nice date night for two 20-year-olds.
I forgot what we were talking about.
I know. So I get in a rabbit hole. I just want to know everything about, I don't know, Windows of the World. So yeah, very nice dinner. And towards the end of the night, Matt tells Marta that he has yet another surprise back at his house. So they drive back. It's about 11 p.m. at this point, and she's a little nervous because she doesn't want to wake up his parents. So when they get there, they go straight upstairs. He leads her to a second family room that's up there. And when she opened the door, it was really dark. But as she got closer to the couch, her eyes start to adjust, and she sees the body of a nearly headless woman.
What? Wait, he lives with his parents?
Yes.
Oh.
And with a very blank stare and monotone voice, Matt says, "That's what a shotgun will do to you. Bye-bye, Mom."
Whoa.
It's fucking creepy. Marta lets out this blood-curdling scream and immediately threw up, to which he said, "What's wrong? You don't like it?"
What?
How fucking creepy is this? He then explained that wasn't even her birthday surprise that he was referring to. Her real present was in a letter that he wrote her, which he forced her to read while just staring at her.
Oh my God.
In it, he explained that she was next, and he slaps handcuffs on her.
Whoa. The fuck?
He gets one handcuff around her wrist before she makes a fucking break for it.
Hell
she
yeah.
runs downstairs to the basement door, but he catches up to her, grabs her, and puts the other handcuff around his wrist.
Shit.
So now there is no escaping this guy. As he's forcing her back up the stairs, she sees Richard Heikkila's body, which is at the bottom of the landing.
Oh, no.
He still had his overcoat on. He was literally walking in the door from work, and Matt was hiding behind the garage door, ready to kill him.
God, what the fuck's his problem?
One of the nation's leading Parkinson's disease researchers, you asshole.
Sad.
Marta is sobbing, and apparently Matt is just looking at his dad's body and starts like mocking him. Like, the good doctor, not so good anymore. Shit like that. Like, he's like outside of his mind. Yeah, outside of his mind. He forces Marta into his brother's bedroom, Josh's bedroom, which I have no idea why. Josh is at Dartmouth during all of this. So he's not there, but I don't know why he wouldn't choose his own bedroom. But so she is begging Matt for her life. And he's rambling off about how he killed his parents because they didn't love him and that they, quote, knew too much, which she did not know what he was referring to, but it later becomes clear. He's also talking about how she cheated on him in Mexico when she went a few weeks prior for vacation, which is not true. He made this up in his head and she tells him that, but the more you deny his reality, the more pissed he gets. So he's decided it's true and there's no swaying him.
Yeah.
And then he makes her, say, "I love you," the whole thing. And it's a completely erratic conversation. Like, he's flying off the handles at one point and then gets emotional about how much he loves her at the next point, and then talks about wanting to kill their family cat. Like, he's losing it.
Oh, God.
And this poor, terrified girl is handcuffed to him. He tells her there's no way he can let her go now that she's seen everything. So he goes to the closet and gets the very shotgun he used to kill his parents. And he puts it to her head and tells her that he took her out to dinner so she would have a nice memory before she died. Like, I figured your last night on Earth should be a fun one.
Oh, my God. This is just totally unforeseen. Like, he wasn't abusive before. Like, this is crazy.
He accused her of cheating before.
Okay.
No abuse before.
God, I don't like, this is scary.
I know. Then the shotgun is to her head and he's just kind of staring at her for God knows how long, but it's as if he's contemplating. And suddenly he decides that he actually he is tired and wants to rest first.
Okay.
So he forces her to get in bed with him, still handcuffed, so he can sleep. The shotgun on one side of him and Marta on the other one. He cuddles up right next to her and immediately went to sleep. And she's forced to spend the night with these bodies of two dead people handcuffed to the monster who murdered them. And she's just trapped.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So she stayed up all night, mainly thinking about how they're going to find her body and thinking about her mother getting the news that she's dead.
Oh, no.
And throughout the night, Matt will like startle awake to make sure she's still there and then go back to sleep. So she's just like on edge for hours. Early that next morning, he wakes up and again starts telling her his plan about how it's going to be a murder-suicide and reassures her that she's way better off this way anyway because of the psychological damage that she's already endured. She's like, fuck you.
She's like, no, I'll fix all that.
Right. She convinces him to unhandcuff her for 5 minutes so she can go to the bathroom alone. And when she gets in there, she locks the door and desperately looks for a way out.
Stop.
There is a window above the toilet, but it's pretty high up there. I'm guessing these are really tall ceilings. I don't know, but it's so high that she has to stand on the toilet to reach it.
Oh,
but
God.
when she unlatches it, it makes a loud ass sound and Matt bangs on the door demanding that she comes out. So she just hits the floor sobbing.
Oh, no.
She's starting to accept the fate and tries one more thing. And this is real survival. This is true survival mode.
Oh, my God.
She sucks up all her tears, opens the door, and pretends to be amped to see him. She thanks him for the birthday and starts acting like everything is normal, and he's completely caught off guard. Then she suggests that they flee the country together.
Okay.
And she says, we should go to Jamaica, knowing that Matt loves Jamaica. And she says that they could start a new life. No one knows them there. And he starts loving this idea. He's getting excited. They play with going to Italy, but they land on Jamaica.
Okay. Let's do Jamaica. Any border will do.
Yeah.
Any situation.
Border. You know Jamaica's an island, right?
Well, no. I mean, any like custom situation. Anything where we have to go through immense security is going to work for me.
Yeah. So his mood completely changes. But he has his moments where his eyes turn black again, and he threatens that if she's trying something stupid, he will kill her immediately. But she's very convincing. And she said she's not going to try anything. She wants to start a new life. She doesn't like the pressure of everyday life and all this shit. She's dying to live on a tropical island with her murderous boyfriend who's holding her captive. Nothing sounds better.
Right.
And he says, great, let's get on the first flight out today. And he gets on the phone and makes reservations.
Oh, my God. She's a genius.
I know. As he's doing this and starts to pack, she sneaks back into the bathroom with a notepad and pen and writes help on it and sticks it under the bath mat along with her student ID.
Oh, my God.
She comes out and again, acting completely normal. She waits for him to get done packing and he says, okay, let's go. And she's like, well, wait, I have to go to my house to get my passport.
Yeah.
Can't leave the country without it. Duh. And it's 8 a.m. at this point. So she is frantically in her head being like, please, mom, be there. I hope, please do not leave for work. Don't leave for work. So when they pull up, they see Miss Morales' car.
Oh,
thank God.
Yes.
And remember, he is intimidated by this 4'11" woman, but there's no way he's letting Marta go in there alone. So before they get out, he tells her to go straight upstairs, get her passport, and he tells her, do not speak Spanish to your mom. And she agrees.
God.
So they walk in. Matt is closely behind her, and immediately Miss Morales is like, where the hell have you been? Why are you here? You're supposed to be in class. What are you doing? The whole thing.
Oh, yes.
And Marta just has a blank stare on her face. She has no idea what to say. She's on the verge of tears. She's been up all damn night with two victims too.
And oh God.
So Miss Morales then turns to Matt and says, Matthew, why are you here so early? What is going on? And Marta sees Matt starting to get agitated and his fists clench.
Oh.
And it's as if he's about to turn to the dark side. And knowing there's a gun in the car, she steps in and begs her mom to calm down, stop grilling him. But Matt is no match for Miss Morales. Even if he got the gun, she'd probably catch the bullet with one hand and throw it at him. So
yeah, Miss Morales is like, no.
Yeah, she's like, fuck that. What are y'all doing? No, Matt, I want to know why you're here. And he is so caught off guard. He says, we're going to Jamaica.
Oh my God. I love
it out.
Dipshit he is.
Just dipshit.
Yes.
Oh my God, you have no idea.
She's like, the hell you are.
First words out of her mouth.
Really?
The hell you are. Marta, get upstairs. Matt, you go home. Get out. Y'all aren't going anywhere. That's stupid.
Oh, Miss Morales. Oh, I love.
And Matt says, "Okay," and he starts.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. And he starts to walk out the front door, but first goes up to Marta as if he's going to kiss her goodbye. And he whispers, I should have blown your fucking head off when I had the chance, and walks out.
How creepy.
Oh, God. Then
he walks out. He really does. And then she locks the door and hugs her mom relentlessly.
Breaks down sobbing, can't get words out. And then the phone rings. Matt is calling from the car phone outside and threatens if she tells her mom anything about the night before, he'll kill her entire family. So she's completely mind fucked. Again, remember, she has seen dead bodies in the worst way. So she is completely mind fucked and does not tell her mom. I think she told her that they broke up, and that's why she's sobbing. So she runs to her room, and amidst all the sobs, she ends up falling asleep until about 2:30 that afternoon when detectives come banging on their door.
Oh my God.
You see, after Matt left their house, Dawn's coworkers, that's his mom, Dawn's coworkers called her car phone because she missed a morning meeting. And when Matt answered, red flags went up because they knew that he was not allowed to drive her car. It was like a huge pain point. She got like a brand new Audi. It was a big pain point for them. He was not allowed to drive it.
Oh my God. That really shows me what a piece of shit he is. He's an adult. He's a grown ass man. And his mom is still like, you are not driving my car.
So you're right. Exactly.
You're like a real piece of shit. Yeah. We know you're going to fuck something up. You always do. So.
Right. It is his thing. His thing. His thing is fucking things up.
They're like, you're also not allowed to use the microwave when we're not home. I'm not even kidding. Right. Something's going to go awry.
We'll get to his past. Don't you worry. So he tells the coworkers, he answers, first of all, and he tells the coworkers that his brother Josh was in a car accident and they were driving to New Hampshire to Dartmouth to see him. I guess the vibe was that his mom was too upset to drive and that's why he's driving, and I guess too upset to pick up the phone and explain this herself. I don't know. Either way, they're not buying it. So they went to the Heikkila's house and they saw a note on the front and back door for a carpenter who was supposed to be there that day. And it said, we're away for the weekend. We'll reschedule. And it appeared to be in Matt's handwriting. So they called the police.
There you go. Wow.
Mm-hmm. And the police force entry because they are all too familiar with Matt Heikkila. So, as I said, he was raised in New Jersey by Dawn and Richard, but he was actually born in New York City by a woman who checked herself into Columbia Presbyterian Hospital under a fake name. She had her baby, and the moment she gave birth, she walked out of the hospital, never to be seen again.
Oh, wow.
Completely abandoning her new baby boy. But look, we don't know her situation. She could have been a preteen for all we know.
I don't think there were safe haven laws back then.
Well,
so she actually did better than what other people would do, which is leaving them in an alley, hoping some good Samaritan finds them. So
exactly. She left them in the arms of medical professionals.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
You know, I mean,
go ahead. Then get out of here.
Right. So I'm like, sad, sure, but, you know, we don't know her situation.
She did it better than others.
Yeah.
Got it.
So Matt was put into foster care for the first 6 months of his life before Richard and Dawn adopted him. They said Richard and Dawn discovered pretty early into their marriage, after years of trying to have kids, that they wouldn't be able to. And when they saw this baby was abandoned in a hospital, they went to meet him and said it was love at first sight.
Oh.
They brought him home around February of 1971, again, 6 months old. And 1 week after bringing him home, Dawn found out she was pregnant.
Stop. I got chills.
That
happened.
I love stories like that.
I do too.
So again, I think Matt came home with them February of 1971. And by November of 1971, they had a newborn.
That is so crazy. I love it.
I know. Big year for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they were there from the very beginning of Matt's life. 6 months, you're there. Yeah, for every milestone. They taught him how to crawl, walk. They may have even taught him to roll over. I think you do that with them 4 to 6 months, whatever. Oh. I've never adopted a baby, but I imagine the emotional connection is there from the jump. But he says it wasn't. And he says they favored Josh. I'm thinking it was his own insecurities about feeling different from Josh, who is very straight-laced, pretty much a golden child, because no one backs that up. Every person said that, no, they love both boys the exact same. From what I gather, they were parents of the year, honestly.
Yeah.
So Matt was just rebellious all throughout his childhood. I think they told him he was adopted in kindergarten. And since then, he became rebellious. It
was since then? That makes me sad.
For kindergarten. There are a few things even before he knew he was adopted or even knew the concept that were quote unquote red flags in some articles I read. which they're just not to me. I don't even want to bring them up because I don't want to stress out any new moms. But like,
it's like
one was like,
well, he was 3 and he had a tantrum on the ice cream shop floor, and you're like, oh my God, that is a red flag. What a psycho.
A neighbor was quoted as saying he was just wacky. And after all this was said and done, that was he was wacky. And the example being that once Matt was over there playing at their house, he's 2 years old, and he put rocks in the neighbor's newborn's mouth.
God, like, gross.
It's disgusting.
No, it's scary. No, that's dangerous. But he's also 2.
But I'm like, that he didn't have like a thirst for blood back. Come on. He's just 2. It's just, but people, every source mentions it. I'm like, come on.
Oh, give me a break. It's actually literally again, I'm going to shout out Little Brain Campaign just had an episode on that, on something like this.
Okay.
Where it's like, these aren't precursors for being a sociopath. It's a toddler, actually.
Right. He doesn't know that a toddler could he's 2. Anyway, I mean, he doesn't know a newborn. My question is, why was a 2-year-old left alone with a newborn outside to put rocks in her mouth?
My God.
That's my question. No good. So I'm like, all right, neighbor. I mean, come on. So he had a few things happen from a younger age, like middle school, high school, burglary.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. In high school, he impersonated a cop at the local mall and actually handcuffed a mall patron. So he got arrested for that. His friends said that he ran away once and it ended up in Florida when he was like 17 years old. So shit like that. But 2 major things happened. In 1988, when he was about 18, 19, he flew to Ecuador with a girlfriend. I have no idea how, when, why, or what, but he stole his parents' credit card, flew to Ecuador, and they got in a fight, and he ended up swallowing a bunch of painkillers and shooting up Valium in an attempted suicide.
Shit.
Mm-hmm. He was rushed to the hospital and immediately flew home, where Richard and Dawn were there to pick him up at the airport and prepared to get him whatever help he needed. He spent a few weeks in a treatment facility, and it was after this incident he started having delusions that people were after him.
Oh, God.
So much so that he bought a gun.
Uh-oh.
Not the one that he killed his parents with.
Yeah.
So the following year, on September 3rd, 1989, Matt called Chief Moore to report someone was trying to kill him. Richard overheard this phone call and walked into Matt's room to reason with him, and Matt turned the gun on him and told him to shut up or he would shoot him.
God.
Richard put his hands up and told him, like, okay, calm down. And Matt ran out of the room, went downstairs to the driveway, and fired 13 shots into Richard's car. His parents refused to press charges, but after spending a few weeks in a private psychiatric hospital, cops indicted him for terrorist threats against his father. This was against Dawn and Richard's wishes.
Uh-oh.
The judge was inclined to have Matthew committed, but Dawn and Richard were against it and promised to have him treated on an outpatient basis, so he was released. The prosecutor who handled the case told the family's attorney that the Heikkilas were making a terrible decision fighting to drop these charges, saying, quote, he's going to kill these people one day. But nonetheless, he was released with the stipulation to stay off drugs and continue counseling.
Oh, what drugs was he doing? Oh, he was just painkillers, perhaps?
Yeah, like painkillers. But more often than not, it was reported smoking weed, occasionally doing cocaine, but nothing on a regular basis.
Oh, okay.
I just don't think they knew how to handle him. Like, Josh was damn near a perfect son.
Yeah.
And they didn't want Matt to feel like they were turning their back on him. So they let him get away with pretty much anything.
Yeah.
A close friend of Dawn said, as your kids are growing, you hit little bumps and you set it aside. You tend to deal with each little bump and you don't realize a mountain has grown. Which I'm like, yes.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. I get it. So
these are bad though. A lot of this is bad.
I know.
But they're in his corner. I feel
they're
so
in his
bad
corner.
I mean, like, they don't know what to do. That is, I can't.
And I feel bad for doing another adopted son murdering his parents.
I was thinking that. I couldn't remember if the other one you did. I couldn't remember.
I don't want to say it because people go backwards.
Oh, okay. Well, I couldn't remember if he was adopted, but that is.
No, Peter Porco was not adopted. But
not that one. I'm not thinking of that one.
I know. I never want to do. I feel like actually, now that I'm thinking back, I've done a lot of family on family killings, but
it's not cool.
I know. But when I saw the Marta, like he held her hostage, and then she gets out of there, I was like, God, this is batshit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So after, and he turns into more of a dipshit at the end, which I think you'll really enjoy.
I appreciate that in every story.
So when police enter the house, they find Richard and Dawn. We're back to 1991 here, along with shell casings, which had mom and dad written on them.
Oh, Jesus.
I know. After making the gruesome discovery, they go to Marta's house. I'm not sure if they found her help note or what. Or they just knew he had a girlfriend they probably called Josh at Dartmouth first. And I don't know. But they go there to talk to her, and she tells them everything, including his plans to go to Jamaica, and a manhunt is on.
Hell yeah.
They find his mom's car at Newark International Airport.
Oh, shit.
And from immigration records, they know that he boarded the flight and landed in Montego Bay.
Oh, shit. He did it.
Yep.
Okay.
So Jamaican authorities have an FBI warrant for his arrest and scoured the island for him for almost a week. A girl on a subreddit I found said she met him down there when he was on the run. And I messaged her, but she never responded.
Oh, no.
She commented twice, though. I could only find one subreddit with this story.
Wow.
And she commented twice. Like, I met him when he was on the run, and then no one asked anything.
Like,
and
cool.
then she said it again. I met him when he was on the run in Jamaica, and no one asked any questions. I was like, I'll ask.
I'm asking a million questions. He was probably going by his real name, wasn't he?
Down there?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but no, I don't think so. And he said his parents were murdered in a burglary gone wrong.
Oh, okay.
So that's all I know about his time in Jamaica.
Okay, but it took a week.
It took a week. So almost a week later, they find him, and he's extradited back to the U.S. And when police initially question him, he seems remorseful. He says he remembers it happening, but he can't believe it, and that he wants to call his mom so bad, then it really hits him that he can't, and he'll never be able to talk to her again, and he breaks down. So he's charged with their murder, obviously, and he pleads innocent for a reason of insanity. So let's get to the trial.
Okay.
It opens with an 18-minute video walkthrough of the crime scene. They go room by room before even seeing anything. Jurors are getting teary. Just like how normal the house is, or sports trophies, the holiday decorations are still up. Mm-hmm. Then they see the blood splatter covering the floors, walls, ceilings of the rooms where the bodies are, and it is gruesome. Only 1/3 of Dawn's head is still there.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's horrible. So the defense is obviously claiming insanity and said he didn't know right from wrong at the time of the murder. Their defense witness is psychiatrist Harry Brunt, who testified that Matt did not receive the proper care after being acquitted from threatening his father in the incident a few years prior. They also pull a dick move and call his ex-girlfriend to testify, which she said was the most traumatic experience of her life. So I won't say her name.
Oh, it's not even Marta. Oh,
no,
okay. Someone else.
No, it's the ex-girlfriend he dumped Marta for.
Oh, okay.
I mean, sorry, he dumped for Marta.
Right.
Yeah. Remember her? Well, It turns out when he dumped her for Marta, she had just found out she was pregnant.
Oh, no.
And he knew that, but he moved forward with the breakup. She didn't know what she wanted to do with the pregnancy. She was leaning towards keeping the baby. But then early January, when Matt thought that Marta cheated on him in Mexico, he went to that ex-girlfriend's house and told her that they should get married. When she said no, he pulled out a double-barrel shotgun, held it to her head, and warned her not to tell Marta about their relationship or this baby. So she decided to get an abortion.
Okay.
Which defense argued triggered him. So this poor woman has to very publicly come out with a secret she was hoping to take to her grave, and then it's used against her as a reason he committed murder.
Oh,
no. Low. And being young, I guess she didn't really understand legal proceedings, and she did not show up for a pretrial hearing, and they arrested her. And she had to go in front of the judge and say, I was at my grandfather's funeral in England.
Oh, my God.
And the judge was like, I would have never
woman.
arrested you had I known that. I don't think you're explained how it works. And I'm so sorry. So on top of all that, she's in jail. She had to stay for like 48 hours.
Oh my God.
It's like, I'm like, God, that is so low. And has to relive this awful experience.
Oh,
that she didn't even want to tell her parents about. And yet now she has to tell a courtroom of people. It's awful.
Oh, hate that.
Hate it. So that was low.
Before she did it, though, he held a gun to my head. So,
right.
Like before the abortion, He held a gun to my head. He threatened his dad with the terrorist thing. Something was off in it. I didn't trigger this.
Right.
Fuck that.
They argue because he's adopted, his dream was to have a biological child of his own, and she took it away from him. I'm like, you could have been a stand-up guy when she said she was pregnant.
Right. You ditched her. What are you talking about?
I hate her everyone. I
can't
stand it. It's so annoying. So then prosecutor Nicholas Bissell gets up there, and he reads a little letter he received.
Oh, my God. Is it going to be like Paul Powell?
Yep. We have another dipshit flapping his gums to whoever will listen.
Hell yeah. God.
Matt wrote 19 letters in total from behind bars awaiting trial. He wrote one to Marta. He wrote one to the prosecutor. He wrote one to Josh. He wrote one to Fox News.
Oh, hell yes.
Anyone and everyone. Sure did.
Oh.
And in them, he jumps from motive to motive. So the reason is never exactly clear, but we'll discuss it.
Okay.
So, these aren't the full letters, just excerpts.
Thank God.
But yeah, please. But this is what the defense reads. He Prosecutor Bissell throws out his whole argument, and he's like, never mind, I'm just going to read these.
Yeah, easy.
So to Marta, it says, you don't have much time to live, honey. My friends are going to suck all the life out of you, which probably isn't much. They're going to make sure you die slowly and painfully. If I get out, I'll find you. And if you're not dead already, I'll personally make sure that you die my way. And honey, you don't want to know what that way is. I never loved you. I love my parents very much, if love really exists, which I think it does. On your birthday, I killed my parents in cold blood with plans of killing you next. But when I hit you and saw the look of terror in your eyes, similar to the look of my father before I shot his head off, I couldn't shoot you for a couple of reasons. 1, too loud. 2, too bloody. I was going to beat you to death or strangle you. That's what the ties were for. Who the hell is monitoring the outgoing mail in this place?
Well, no, that no. And oh God, this actually is very satisfying.
I know.
It's like Paul Powell. If y'all haven't listened to that episode, keep on going. Go to Paul Powell. It is
hilariously stupid.
What a fucking dipshit. All
No
right,
screening.
go on. What does he say to the DA?
Actually, maybe the warden was like, no screening process for these. Let's just let them run.
Oh, let them flow. Who cares?
Even though how traumatizing for poor Marta.
Oh, yeah, true.
Then to the prosecutor. This is what he says to Nicholas Bissell.
Yeah.
He said he stayed up for 3 days straight before the murders, building up the courage. So this whole crime of passion and temporary insanity is.
And he ran. He knew right from wrong. He ran to another country. So we're done with that.
Yeah, we're done with that. So he stayed up 3 days straight to get the courage, to build the courage up to do it. He said he initially had no plans of killing his parents, but they, quote, got in the way of laying Marta to rest. But then he says he killed them for their money and the car to take her to Windows of the World. He is quoted to say, I know my parents love me. My mother told me she loved me right before I put the slug through her head.
Oh.
So fucked up and sad. I hate that.
Darn.
And he says, my parents are good people. They're in a better place now, and soon Marta will be too. And goes on to say, and maybe you and Veronica too. Who knows? Veronica is the prosecutor's wife.
Oh, shit.
He ends it with, I can't wait for trial. I want to see you lose, and you will lose.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine being his attorney hearing this?
Oh, my God. They've already
dart eyes at him, and you're like, you fucking idiot.
No, they Kool-Aid man straight through that wall. They're like, peace out. I'm out.
Forget it. Don't care.
So they got in my way of laying Marta to rest. And remember, while holding Marta hostage, he said they knew too much.
Yeah.
This is referring to a suicide note the police found in Richard and Dawn's bedroom from Matt, that talks about how he killed Marta. It's, very clear the note was intended to be read by his parents after he killed Marta, and then I guess himself. But after he wrote it, he tore it up and threw it away. And apparently Dawn found it and taped it back together.
Uh-oh.
So investigators think that she likely confronted him about this, and that's why he snapped and killed them.
Shit.
And another one to the prosecutor, another letter, he talks about how he, quote, beat his earlier charge of assaulting his father, and he's confident that he'll get out of this one too, which is also infuriating because the reason he beat the last charge was because Richard refused to testify against him. They had to fight to drop those charges. They're not here to do that for you this time. You've taken away your safety net, you dipshit.
And you've handed them everything on a silver effing platter. Like,
right.
What an idiot.
Yeah, no one has your back. Get out of here. To Josh, he writes, I don't know how to say I'm sorry. They were always talking about how great you were, so I killed them. See, that's what I mean. Like, he's jumping from motive. I'm sorry for jeopardizing your future, but I'll be locked up for the rest of my life, so you have nothing to worry about. But if I get a chance, I'm going to kill Marta and her family. Please write to me.
He's really on one.
He's on one. Your brother, Matt. P.S. What is happening with the wills?
Oh.
It doesn't matter.
Really? I'll tell you, I get your half.
Right.
Here's what's happened. Just addressing your last question. Hey, bro, it's me, Josh. Just addressing your last question. You were probably going to get half, but then now I get it.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, your brother did write to you, except it's not writing. It's an audio recording, and it's just him saying, I'm getting it all. I hate you. I hate you. Fuck
I'm not
off.
writing you. I'm not wasting ink in my pen to write you.
No. And what annoys me about the whole, like, they love Josh Moore argument, which is highlighted all over this case, is that
good.
I think since Dawn and Richard handled things differently from Matt and Josh, he's confusing that with favoritism. Like,
well, yeah,
there's no way to treat y'all the same. It's not because you're adopted and he's not. It's because, to my knowledge, Josh never held a gun up to Richard's face before.
Right.
He's never stolen your parents' credit card to take his girlfriend to Ecuador. He's never been to jail. Y'all do things very differently that warrant different reactions.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, and yet they still praised you and they were in your corner. And so, it's sad. It's just, the whole thing's tragic. Another pain point that all the sources seem to note is the day that Josh got into Dartmouth. Like, the hype being built up around Josh opening this acceptance letter before dinner at the dinner table one day was, like, really pissed Matt off, which I'm like, suck it up, Buttercup. It's Ivy League. Like, he deserves credit. He's a hard worker. Right. Sorry. We're proud of you for, getting out of the DUI. There. Is that what?
We're proud of you for not sticking your finger in that light socket today. In the last 5 hours.
Right. I'm like,
you did do it before.
I mean, give him a break. So,
Jesus.
Again, by this point, Matt's attorneys are sitting there with dumbstruck and they're like, fuck that. But one more to Fox News. He says, I guess the reason I did not kill Marta was because I didn't have any shells left. See, he just, like, jumps around.
Wow.
Excuse to excuse where I'm like, wait, I thought, whatever. I would have shot her in the stomach so I could watch her die a slow, painful death. She deserves it.
Is this all because of the cheating?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Wow.
Some intern's getting this and it's like, what?
There you go. This is beyond my pay grade.
Are we making too light of this? Sorry.
He's an idiot. No, are you kidding? With Paul Powell, we were like hackling. So who gives a shit? He's a dipshit. What he did is not funny, obviously. The aftermath of what he thinks I don't know what the goal of these letters are, but sorry, that's dipshittery, and it makes it funny because it's satisfying.
We get to make fun of him. Receiving those letters, especially Marta, I cannot imagine.
Would be very scary.
Would be very scary. So, but it was all the jury needed to hear to find him guilty and sane when he committed the murder, because he's, quite frankly, sticking to he's doubling down.
Yeah.
So whatever. He was given 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole for 60 years. So he'll be eligible in 2051. He tried to appeal a few years later based on the psychiatric problems and used the abortion as part of it, which infuriates me. I don't even want to get into it.
We're done with that.
Yeah, they denied it.
Good.
A little update on prison life. In 1998, he joined a gang of white supremacists in prison.
He really is Paul Powell. It's fascinating.
He got a giant swastika tattooed on his chest, so things are going well for him.
Yeah, we can definitely make fun of him. I don't give a shit.
For sure. He later told on his fellow gang members for plotting to kill a security guard.
Oh, he's a narc too?
Yeah.
God, you're the worst.
As you can imagine, they were pissed.
And I'm not sticking up for the white supremacist
gang.
Yeah. But he's a narc too. He's the worst type of gangster anyway. And now he's a snitch. You're fucking, I hate everyone.
I'm glad you did that.
I am glad you did that.
That was the only thing I approve of in this entire story.
It really is.
And for that, he was actually transferred prisons for his safety.
Yeah, because they're going to F and kill him.
And then he was transferred again. I don't know why, but he's in Kentucky right now. He's in Sandy Hook prison. I don't know. He's in Kentucky. Huh. That same year, in 1998, he got a 24-year-old pen pal named Patience Medway.
No.
And he proposed to her.
No.
But he needed permission from the prison to actually get married. And when he requested it, prison officials said, nah, you're good.
I mean, what's the point?
What's the point? The article I read in the Star Ledger about this said, Patience Medway, on the other hand, doesn't need permission to marry. She needs no authorization to ruin her life.
True.
So if she wants to marry a neo-Nazi in jail for offing his parents, that's her prerogative.
Great. Go ahead.
Josh Heikkila is now a pastor at a Presbyterian church in Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
And after the murders, the center where Richard worked received a $500,000 grant from the American Parkinson's Disease Association so that his research could continue.
Oh, good. That's nice.
Not nice. So that is my tragic story of Richard and Dawn Heikkila and the badass survival story of Marta Morales.
Holy shit.
She is under the radar now. I don't know where she is.
Good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How old is he now? So he's still alive in Kentucky. Okay.
Yeah, he was 20 when he killed them, and
when was that?
That was 1991.
Oh my god!
And it's 2025 now, so that's math.
That's 34 years ago. So he's 54, and he's getting out, he's up for parole in 51.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll be in there forever.
Yeah, 80. He'll be 80 when he's
in his 80s. Wow. Sad. Poor Marta.
Poor Marta. I swear I won't do another family on family.
I bet her mom was so pissed.
Oh my God.
She's probably like, I'll write him back. No. You give that letter to me. I'll write him back. Don't read it. I'll read it. I'll write him back.
If you're not monitoring outgoing mail, you cannot monitor incoming.
No. This one's getting a response.
I thought of that one out because Luigi, there were like rules posted that like any incoming mail obviously will be monitored when you're writing Luigi.
I saw that. He must be getting a shitload for them to come out with a statement of like, here's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Let's keep things orderly. Don't talk about the case. Don't talk about the trial. There's a whole slew of them.
Don't send bodily fluids.
Yeah. Gross. Wow. That is crazy. I'm so glad Marta got out of it. Wow. Genius. This is what I'm saying. Genius.
I know. That's why I love a survivor story. I just love to see how they did it. Like complete survivor. She's never been in this situation before. She has no idea what's going to work. But she's like, here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Wow.
Because she knows, like talking past tense, like because at one point she says, like, I loved you. And he's like, past tense, like freaks out. So like, I bet she just like, okay, here's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to tap into his reality and we're going to go from there. And it worked.
Go girl.
Patrons: Kieran, Rose, Courtney, Sarah, Kate, Cynthia, Jess, Tiffany, Tira, Alyssa, Laura, Kristen, Morgan, Cheyenne, Catherine, Caitlin, Megan, Paula, Amy, Hannah, Cindy, Maria, Christine, Tara, Jason, that's our brother-in-law, Christine, Jennifer, and Paige.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Did he wrote Jason?
No, it's Jay, but I saw the email and I was like, I know that guy.
Yes.
Yay. Thanks, everyone.
Oh my God, y'all rock.
2 custom shout outs today. First one is from Colleen. Big shout out to my hubby, Johnny. Love you. Oh, love you so, sexy man.
Ooh.
Bound chicken wah.
Oh, yeah.
Also, my dog, Griddles. Oh, Griddles. Mommy loves you.
Oh,
where are you from, Colleen? You a Brit?
Oh, did you say mommy?
Yeah.
M-U-M? Oh, hell yeah.
Also, much love you, my bestie, Esther, Lee, and Christina. Love you, cunts.
Ooh.
Didn't read this one before.
Early in the morning for cunts.
Yeah. Thanks for putting up with me. My people are the best. People are the worst.
True.
Megan, crazy custom shout out from you this morning. I'd like to shout out HAPS. That's Houston Area Parkinson's Society. They offer resources to Parkinson's patients and families, including my dad.
Did Megan, you put this in?
This is
for
crazy.
This reason. That happens. It is crazy.
I don't know if it happens in yours. I don't remember. It happens, I swear, in almost every some aspect of the story. It gets into a custom shout out.
Wait, that is crazy.
She only sent it yesterday. So I was like,
what?
God, I have to do this one.
Wait, say it again. Houston Area Parkinson's.
Yes, HAPS, HAPS is the acronym. Houston Area Parkinson's Society. They offer resources to Parkinson's patients and families, including my dad. I wonder if you have heard of Richard Heikkila. Did you already know who that was?
That's crazy. Well, yay. Go Habs.
Go Habs. That's a great shout out. Very topical today.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone, for joining.
Thank y'all.
If you're new here and you like it, review, subscribe, help us out.
Go ahead.
Please. People are the best. Wait.
Nope. Gosh. You do that a lot. You're the best.
You are the best.
People are actually the worst.
Are the worst. Bye. Bye.